chasing the shadows in the grocery line. I knew you'd miss me once the thrill expired, and you'd be standing in my front porch light.
Chasing shadows in the grocery line. I know you'd miss me once the thrill expired. Wow, that's so sad. I can't imagine she goes grocery shopping, but it's a metaphor, you know. Gold teeth are the curse for this town. They're all in my mouth. Only I don't know how they got out there. Turn me back into the pet I was when we met. I was happier than with no mindset. And if you turn to me like a gull takes to the wind, and I'd a jump of my cheese and I dance like the king of the Azores. All of my life it had fared well. Wrong lyrics. I'm sorry to the Shins and to everybody who loves that song for butchering it so terribly, but I haven't played it in many years and I can't remember the lyrics. Anyway, here is part 2 of my I know. Now listen, I know, guys. I know that I don't do this as quickly as other reactors on YouTube. I know. All I'm saying is that if I'm going to put something out there, I just really want it's a heartfelt reaction. This is my reaction to this thing, and I'm not just going to like something or dislike something or whatever. There's reactors who can do one every day. I can't. Not right now. Maybe one day when I get a whole staff, but I'm doing everything myself. I'm not even going to go into it. Please enjoy the reaction. Please subscribe, guys. Check out my Patreon too, because this will be on my Patreon without any ads or anything well before hours and hours before it's on YouTube. So this is part 2. Part 3 will be along before the end of the weekend. That is my promise to you.
Vintage tea, brand new phone, high heels on cobblestones. When you are young, they assume you know nothing. Sequin smile, black lipstick, sensual politics. When you are young, they assume you know nothing. I knew you dancing in your Levi's, drunk under a streetlight. I knew you, hand under my sweatshirt, baby, kiss it better. And when I felt like I was an old cardigan under someone's bed, you put me on and said I was your favorite.
So I really like this album so far. This is really simple, vibey, groovy stuff. Vintage tees, brand new phone, high heels on cobblestone. When you're young, they assume you are nothing. I knew you were. It kind of give me that very almost kind of revival jazz vibe. Nina Simone or Lauryn Hill in Miseducation of Lauryn Hill, or what am I thinking of there? But she has this kind of quirky little bluesy jazzy little melody where it's very understated. She probably wrote it on guitar, but the piano player is adding some nice little extra layers there. It's a great second track kind of vibe because it doesn't overwhelm. I mean, we just heard a really kind of cool song. It kind of maintains that vibe and then pushes on into the album. My guess is they probably, recorded this a few times. They probably did a bunch of rehearsals and then maybe just did this. It's hard to know, but it seems like this is all one take. And if that's the case, if this is all one take, that's terrific. And I know people say, oh, she's not the best singer or whatever, which I've never understood. People are like, oh, well, she doesn't have the technical ability of blah, blah, blah. Like, who gives a shit? There's so many weird singers and cool singers that I love that just don't have the technical ability. It's not everybody has that technical ability. That's not what music is. It's not about the fastest. It's not about the most. It's not about the strongest. It's not about the biggest. It's about what's right. It's about what fits right here, right now. Vintage tee, brand new phone. I love that imagery. You know, we're kind of juxtaposing things. Vintage tee, brand new phone. It's like a funny image to me, kind of a hipstery image. High heels on cobblestones. Also kind of a hipster thing, you know. Cool part of town might have cobblestones. When you are young, they assume you know nothing. She's condemning modern fashion culture or modern kind of hip culture. Or, you know, vintage tees, black lipstick, sequins, high heels, you know. And yet I think of her as a fashion icon. I will be honest, it may be surprising to you, but I am not a fashion icon type of guy. I really don't know anything about fashion. I'm not going to go into a whole thing. I think that a lot of... I'm surprised to hear her say that, because I always thought that she really enjoyed fashion. I have nothing against people who, by the way, who like fashion. I just personally... And it's as if she's saying... young people are kind of fed to these tropes, these kind of fashion tropes. That's what I'm reading in it. Young people are kind of told what to have as sensual politics, told what is cool, what is sexy.
A friend to none, chase two girls, lose the one. When you are young, they assume you know nothing. I knew you, playing hide and seek and giving me weekends. I knew you, your heartbeat on the high line once in 20 lifetimes. And when I felt like I was an old cardigan under someone's bed, you put me on and said I was your favorite.
Baby, I knew you dancing in your Levi's. So we're going with a brand name here. But Levi's, I think, is supposed to mean just like, you know, everyday, non-expensive jeans. He isn't vintage tee and brand new phone. Drunk under a streetlight, so he's a messy guy. She likes her messy guys. A hand under my sweatshirt. And when I felt like I was an old cardigan, so she's... Cardigan is also kind of, I often think of it as like warm and comfortable, but also kind of maybe not that exciting is what she's saying here. You put me on and said I was your favorite. I mean, a lot of kind of, sexual imagery, sensual imagery. It's almost as if we're reminiscing about something really sweet, and then we get that sting, you know. That's what a lot of breakups are like, unfortunately, is you have this beautiful experience with somebody, and then the breakup is awful, and then all those beautiful memories become kind of tinged with a little bit of pain or a little bit of poison. Chase two girls, lose the one being the one from the previous song. So I think she feels like she's been scammed again. This seems like to me like she's saying she feels like people think she's stupid, but not just like she feels like, she seems like to have like a societal kind of point of view on this. Vintage tee, brand new phone, all these kind of labels and kind of pop things. And it seems like she's saying, I feel just as kind of scammed, just as kind of played by you, dude, as I do by these awful companies. The camera work is a little weird, which makes me think also it's one performance.
Under someone's bed, you put me on and said I was your favorite.
Each one of these songs, just that pulse in them. No beat, no drum in any song yet so far, but just that pulsing.
To kiss and call Downtown bars was all we needed. You drew stars around my scars, but now I'm bleeding. 'Cause I knew you stepping on the last train marked me like a bloodstained night. I knew you tried to change the ending, Peter losing Wendy. I knew you leaving like a father, running like water. 'Cause when you are young, they assume you know nothing. But I knew you'd linger like a tattoo kiss. Knew you'd haunt all of my what ifs. The smell of smoke would hang around this long. 'Cause I knew everything when I was young. I knew I'd curse you for the longest time, chasing shadows in the grocery line. I knew you'd miss me once the thrill expired, and you'd be standing in my front porch light. And I knew you'd come back to me. You'd come back to me. And you'd come back to me. You'd come back. And when I felt like I was an old cardigan under someone's bed, you put me on and said I was your favorite.
It's interesting. She seems to like to end songs like that, just at the end of a specific line. She always does that too. In other performances I've seen, like she'll do a sad song and then she'll be like, "And everybody get happy again." She does a big old like happy smile. So kissing cars and downtown bars was all we needed. You drew stars around my scars, but now I'm bleeding. Kiss it better. You drew stars around my scars. So this man came into her life and helped her get through some shit, but was cheating on her and treating her terribly. That's a hard thing to deal with, because you have to be able to take the healing that you went through and not the pain that this cheater left with you. The last train, being marked like a bloodstain. Powerful imagery. Very kind of visceral song, very kind of intimate imagery about her relationship with this person. She clearly feels very used. Tried to change the ending, Peter losing Wendy. Maybe she was trying to convince herself that she didn't feel this way, and she was trying to create a fairy tale for herself. Leaving like a father, running like water. So, maybe her father abandoned her. I hope that is not the case. But it sounds like she has familiarity with that pain. Yeah, I mean, it's a hard lesson. I don't mean to laugh, but we do kind of fall in love with our abusers if we happen to be familiar with abuse. That's a very difficult lesson many have to learn. But I knew you'd linger like a tattoo kiss. I knew you'd haunt of my what ifs. So she's saying, I did know something when I was young. I knew that this relationship was going to be replayed in my head over and over and over again. Like a tattoo. Yeah, that's brutal. And it happens to everybody. It happens with all different types of things. Have you ever just been in a situation where you're like, oh shit, this is all, I know I'm going to remember this for the rest of my life, and it's happening right now. And it can be anything. It's like if you get in a car accident, or if you see somebody you haven't seen in a long time, or, your long-term memory kind of kicks in and like, we're going to remember this forever. Chasing shadows in the grocery line. I know you'd miss me once the thrill expired. Wow, that's so sad. I can't imagine she goes grocery shopping, but it's a metaphor. She's in the grocery store. I knew you'd miss me once the thrill expired. The thrill of what? The thrill of, I don't know, breaking up with her? The thrill of dumping her? I don't know. And then just the sadness of clearly he didn't come back. She kind of likes to end on a line. She likes to end on a certain line that she sang before in the song to kind of emphasize it, rather than singing the chorus over and over again and fading out or something like that. She seems to kind of want to emphasize certain points of the song. This is a really kind of dark song, and I like it. I like happy songs too, folks. But I think for me, just honest emotion and honest caring about the subject matter is really what hits me first. So I like this song too. Right, guys, so that was the reaction. And I hope you enjoyed it. Tomorrow, or well, soon, again, by the end of the week, by the end of the weekend, we'll say by the end of Saturday night, at the latest, hopefully Saturday morning, you will have, by Saturday morning, you will have the next song, The Last Great American Dynasty, and we will continue from there. Thank you very much for listening and watching, and please like, please subscribe, please check out my Patreon. I'm so glad you guys are really positive with each other in the comments. Keep that up, and I will talk to you soon.